going to share with you one of the stories that actually happened recently, just last week. One of the women in my trauma awareness groups, she came to the Safe Center 2 years ago. She's now 13. She actually fled from her parents' house because she was being physically and sexually abused by her stepbrother and her uncle. So she fled, she came to that safe center. We put her in a group therapy where we did a lot of trauma awareness. We helped her express herself through art. And then bit by bit, she joined a Bible study group. She was able to forgive herself because she held so much shame and guilt, which was put from the culture on her, from the mentality that we are raised in, that it's always the girl's fault. She accepted Christ as her Lord and Savior. Her face changed completely. Now, after 2 years, she was able to forgive the people who abused her. She even forgave her family because at the time, they forced her to stay silent. And now she's back home on one condition, that all her family has to study the Bible together. And she started a Bible study group in her family. She knows how to defend herself, how to set her own limits. And just last week on Friday, I was on a call with her, and she was like, "You can't believe how my family is changing, how they are obeying God because they love Him now, and it's all thanks to God." So when we hear stories like that and we see what God is able to do, we are like, okay, bring on any challenge. We know that God is gonna come through with it.
That is so incredible. I'm amazed by the first theme I hear you talk about is that forgiveness is a process. It's not just a decision, but that as God does the healing work, as restoration happens in the person, that they are brought to a place where forgiveness is possible, even in the midst of horrific, situations. And so much so that it's not just for forgiveness sake, but it's forgiveness that in this case has compelled her to go back and be a minister of redemption to those that were oppressive to her, that were causing the pain to begin with. And how much is that just the example of Jesus?